check.
Good Yontif, Lashana Tova, Gemara Chatima Tova. Please rise. To help us begin the evening, I invite us all to turn to page 9 and invite up people that we are very close to up here on the bima, namely the cantorial and rabbinic families, the Myers family and the Freirish family. We are on page 9 for candle lighting. I'm feeling outnumbered. Sadie's asleep. We read together at the top of page 9, "The human spirit is the lamp of God, searching out what lies within us. Guided by the flame of conscience, on this sacred night we search for truth. Shine your light upon us as we strive to serve you. May we find safety in your faithful love. We light the flame of healing and forgiveness. On this atonement night, we give thanks for love." This is not the 4 questions. We say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom ha-kippurim. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Yom Kippur. We say the Shechianu together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, giving us life, upholding the life within us, and bringing us to this special time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel yom ha-kippurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazeman hazeh.
We continue on page 15. Kol Nidre, a chant that begins in a whisper and rises to a cry. On this night of promises remembered, each soul in solitude communes with the soul of the universe. God, from this day of atonement to the next, may we reach it in peace. All Israel makes these vows: to turn from wrong, dishonesty, and greed, to walk in the path of justice and right. Yet we know our weakness. how prone we are to fail. Help us to keep our word. Help us to act with humility and integrity. We seek pardon and forgiveness. We seek your radiance and light. We rise all together. We need Kim, Ariella, Lila, and Talia Yonati, and our Torah holders to approach. Aiden, Sandy, Todd, Michael, Phil, Stacy, and Jody.
Zaru ala tzadik, u'l'Yisrael simcha.
Okay, don't worry about it. Thank you. Sandy.
u'l'Yisrael simcha.
Sandy, you gotta get out of the way so they can open the door.
Zaru ala tzadik, u'l'Yisrael simcha. u'l'Yisrael simcha.
Just hold it on your shoulder.
Zaru ala tzadik, u'l'Yisrael simcha.
That's yours. Everybody okay? Stay.
We remain standing for Kol Nidre. Vekonome, Vichinuye, Vikinuse, Ushvuot. Vacharame, Vikoname, Vichinuye, Vikinuse, Ushevuot. Dana, ונסלח לכל עדת בני ישראל, ולגר הגר בתוכם, כי לכל העם בשגגה. At the top of page 20, all shall be forgiven. The entire community of Israel and the stranger lives in their midst. For all who have gone astray in error, Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt, please forgive their failings now, in keeping with your boundless love. And God responded, I forgive as you have asked. Vayomer Adonai, salachti kivarecha. Vayomer Adonai, salachti kivarecha. Vayomer Adonai, salachti kidvarecha. We remain standing for the formal call to worship, the Baruch Hu, which can be found in the middle of page 22.
We continue on page 24. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your great name fills the universe with majestic might. Your word creates twilight and dusk as your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and light, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall. Setting day apart from nighttime, you are God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living, eternal God, be our sovereign to the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. We read together on page 26. Love beyond all space and time. Your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, for you are blessed, the one who loves your people, Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Achato
Listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. You may be seated. We invite Asher Yanati, Jillian Donahue, and Sarah Harmon to lead us in V'ahavta on pages 30 and 32. B'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך,
ובשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני
אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Yasher Koach, well done, thank you. We continue with our reading about redemption on page 39. Our sages taught it is proper to mention the exodus from Egypt in our morning prayers and also at night. We celebrate the going out from Egypt in the morning light, full of confidence and vigor as we enter the new day. But in the evening, weary from the day's exertions, cast down and fearful at the coming of the night, what can the Exodus teach us then? Our nighttime prayer brings hope and trust in the future, as God did not abandon our people long ago through the long, dark night of exile, so the Holy One will be with us in the time to come. To stand by the one you love, that is the true essence of faithfulness, the meaning of emunah. So it is written in the Psalms, to proclaim your kindness in the morning and your faithfulness in the nights. Sing with joy in the mornings of your life when light surrounds you and the world seems beautiful and good, and in the evenings of our lives when we dwell in sorrow and the world seems dark. Do not despair. We continue on page 40. Witnesses to this heroic might, the people thanked and praised God by name, freely accepting the rain of heaven. Then Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang to you this song of utter joy.
Mi chamoch elim Adonai, mi kamoch hanedar hakodesh, norodilot oseh vela, malchutecha ra'u banecha, boker yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amiru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, ve'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Yisrael.
We continue on page 42 with the words of Hashkivenu in English. We read the English on 42 together. Bless our sleep with peace, Adonai, and awaken us to life when we rise. With power sublime, spread over us your shelter of shalom, and through your wisdom restore us, make us whole. Let your name proclaim your presence in our lives. Be our shield, make us stronger than the enemies we face, illness and war, famine and sorrow, and stronger than the enemies in our hearts, wickedness and sin. Carry us to safety as on wings, for you are the monarch of grace, the sovereign of compassion. You are the one who cares for us and sets us free. Watch over us, we who go forth to life. Watch over us that we may come home in peace, now until the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai, hapore sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed One, you spread over us a canopy of peace, a shelter of shalom, over all Israel, your people, and over Jerusalem. As we continue on page 45,
כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיכם לפני אדוני תתארו.
For on this day atonement shall be made for you to purify you from all your wrongs, and pure you shall be in the presence of Adonai. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to invite to the Bima Judy Hen, who has joined our team at Temple Beth Zion starting in May. She has joined as a clergy associate, which really means someone who can be there when Cantor Myers and I can't be, and in so many other places as well. So Judy has been teaching and caring for and ministering and leading services and expanding our ability to reach as many people as we can as a Temple Beth Zion community. We are so grateful to you.
Thank you. Rabbi Rami Shapiro said, "We are shaped by those who come before us. As an acorn is formed by the tree that preceded it, yet gives rise to a tree uniquely its own, so we are formed by our ancestors and yet give rise to a Judaism uniquely ours." The prayer that we're about to chant has to do with the merit of our ancestors. It's believed that their righteousness was so great that they covered all future generations. Lucky us. This prayer is the core prayer of every Jewish worship service. It's been known as the Amidah, the standing prayer, the Shemona Esrei, which means 18, although there are 19 blessings in the weekday version and different numbers in Shabbat and the holiday versions. It's been known as Avot Ve'imahot, from the opening line referencing our fathers and our mothers, but also simply Hatfilah, the prayer, because of its major role in our worship service. It's divided into sections. The beginning section includes 3 blessings of praise for God, what my dear friend Cantor Susan Whaley of blessed memory used to call a Yay God prayer. It mentions our patriarchs and our matriarchs. It praises God for remembering their good actions and, by implication, asks God to hear our prayers favorably because of their merit. It describes God's powers, which are exclusive and unique to God, and then goes on to emphasize the holiness and the sacred nature of God. The middle section varies depending on the day. On an ordinary weekday, it includes petitions or requests to God, both individual petitions from individual people and those which focus more on the communal or the national needs of the Jewish people. On Shabbat and on the holidays, we don't ask God for anything, so this middle section talks about the holiday and thanks God for giving it to us. And finally, we conclude with blessings of thanksgiving to God, and we ask God to bestow justice, mercy, and peace on the world. I always say that we can't pray for peace in enough different languages. Usually we settle for Hebrew and English, but if I knew Swahili, I'd pray for peace in Swahili. During the High Holy Days, there are 4 additional blessings which are added in keeping with the theme of asking God to inscribe us in the book of life. They increase in intensity as the prayer continues. As it says in our Siddur, it is as if we discover, as we move through the Amidah, that it is not enough to pray for life itself. What we fervently desire is a life of goodness, and not just a life of goodness, but ultimately a life of goodness, blessing, prosperity, and peace. If you are able, please rise for the Adonai Sefatai Tiftach and Hatfilah on page 46.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava. Zochrenu lechaim, Melech Hafetz b'chaim, v'chotvenu b'sefer ha'chaim, l'manecha Elohim chayim, v'chotvenu b'sefer ha'chaim.
Elohim Chayim.
Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai. Magen Avraham ve'ezerat Sarah.
Amen. We continue on page 50.
Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחייך ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכה יתרב לחיים ורחמים, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch hu v'rosh shamo.
מחיי הכל.
Amen. We continue on the top of page 53. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh ukroshim b'chol yom yehalucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy. Seekers of holiness praise you every day. Selah. And so, in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name. We continue on page 58. You and you alone, Adonai, will reign over creation upon Mount Zion, home of your presence, and in Jerusalem, a city set apart by you. As the psalmist believed, Adonai will reign eternally, your God Zion, for all generations. Hallelujah. Kadosh ata v'nora shemecha, ve'ein Eloha mibaladecha kakatuv. You are holy, your name is awe, there is nothing divine beyond you. As the prophet Isaiah taught, the source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh. Blessed are you, Adonai, holy sovereign. We continue on page 61. Today, the Jewish mission is not diminished. In a world that still cries out for healing, where suffering and narrowness are endemic, to be chosen means to have a special calling to teach that all human beings are children of God, created in God's image, and must be treated as sacred. That Judaism as a small nation is no bar to this task. Many of the nations that have changed the world have been small. The Athens of Socrates and Plato, the England of Queen Elizabeth and Shakespeare, the America of Washington and Jefferson. No nation, great or small, has touched humanity more deeply than the tiny nation of Isaiah and Jeremiah. Chosenness is not a privilege to boast of, but a task to be undertaken. It is to keep constantly in mind the words of the prophet Micah. It has been told you, O mortal, what is good, and what the Eternal requires of you. Only this, to do justly and love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. We continue on page 64 with Zochreinu.
You may be seated. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu po l'tova.
Amen.
Ufokdeinu po livracha.
Amen.
Ve'oshienu vo lechayim.
Amen. Eternal our God, remember us.
Amen.
Be mindful of us.
Amen.
And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing.
Amen.
Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for you reign with grace and compassion. We continue on page 70. We read together, "Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart, for you are the forgiver of Israel, in every generation granting pardon to the tribes of Yeshurun. We have no God of forgiveness and pardon but you alone. You are blessed, Adonai, sovereign who forgives our failings and pardons the failings of your people, the house of Israel. You banish our guilt from year to year. You reign in majesty over all the earth. You sanctify the people Israel and the day of atonement. Eternal our God, your people Israel yearns for your favor. Receive our prayer with loving acceptance, and may you always desire your people's worship. Divine One, close to all who call upon you, bring your grace and presence near to those who serve you. Pour forth your Spirit on us, and may our eyes see your merciful return to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato l'Tzion. Blessed are you whose divine presence is felt again in Zion. We continue on page 76. And we offer up collectively our gratitude. At this moment, not all of us came here tonight filled with gratitude. Each and every one of us may have come in a different state. Wherever we are, whatever brought us here tonight, let us find something to be grateful for. Let us find something to be thankful for. Our gratitude is a luxury and a necessity. There is no one who is incapable or excused from giving gratitude. And so we say the Chatima, the closing blessing on the bottom of page 76. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise.
Shalom Erav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam Shalom Erav Ki atahu melech Adon lechol ha-shalom. V'tov b'necha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Baruch atah
we take a few moments for silent prayer and reflection.
be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. Good my rock and my redeemer, God, my rock and my redeemer. Amen.
At this point in our service, we look out at our community gathered together, and we know how many of us there are who are here, and still how many of us who are not here. We know that there are those who are struggling with illness, those who could not come here for any number of reasons, and our hearts ache for them on this of all nights when it is likely to notice an opening, a gap in our pews because the people whom we expect to be there might not be. And so, if there's anyone in your sphere, in our extended sphere, whom you know who needs healing of any sort, please offer their name right now. Prayers for healing, names for healing, please. Our prayer for healing is actually in this prayer book. If you're looking for it, it's jumping ahead quite a bit. It's on page 273.
מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your home. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer and bless us as well.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rofeh hecholim. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, healer of the sick. This time of year, I find myself inevitably sifting through the memories of faces of my family, the smells of my childhood, homes, or even the ocean, all surrounded by aspects of love and connection, warmth and embraces. Some of these memories are poignant, bittersweet, and some simply evocative of days gone by, some very long gone by. These are the sacred landscapes of my life, some of which might even include listening to the beautiful voice of a cantor, or maybe even the wise words of a rabbi on the high holy days, and the aroma of old prayer books and the wood of the pews. We come together tonight at the beginning of Yom Kippur to attempt to deeply experience holiness together. The sacred in Judaism is much more than a religious thing. It is specialness that emerges from all our important memories and experiences. Right here, as we are encountering the holiness of our year, even the holiest day of our year, the memories of being together on this day, here in this sanctuary and in others, with the people around us, everyone present for us, even those who have passed away, are still present with us here, and with the meanings that swirl around in the air like eddying currents in a tide pool. We could easily say that this was the point. This is what we've come here for. Yet, we know better. In this place and time laden with the past and our experiences, we still must go deeper. Since moving to Buffalo, Ginny and I have marveled at all of the connections we find running through Western New York. Friends and acquaintances from other places who turn out to be from here. Last year, a college friend visited us. It turned out that he grew up in North Buffalo. In fact, he grew up on the street on which we now live. Just a month ago, I connected with a rabbi for a piece of advice who turned out to be extra eager to help me. He got back to me right away because some of his relatives, his mother's family, hailed from Eggertsville. One of our closest friends from when we lived in northern Nevada grew up in Amherst and graduated from Park School. That was years before we came here. And that's not even talking about the fact that we've now done a baby naming for a couple that I married in Yosemite years ago before it was ever a possibility that I would end up here in Buffalo, where I'm sure Norm and Carol are here somewhere. Our families seem to be intertwined through powers far beyond us. For all of these reasons, we have begun to say in our household that all roads lead through Buffalo. It is really no surprise, then, that a singer-songwriter whom I loved in my 20s, Ani DeFranco, is also a Buffalo person. In one of my favorites of her songs, she sings, and no, don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. Go back and dig deeper this time, down beneath the impossible pain of our history, beneath unknown bones, beneath the bedrock of the mystery, beneath the good and the kind and the stupid and the cruel, there's a fire just waiting for fuel. Ginny will remark upon this that this is one of those anthems for me at this time of year. We are here to connect with meaning and to go deeply into ourselves, to find out what is really ours and what isn't, to claim for ourselves the meanings in our memories, to separate out what's ours, what's coming with us, and what we need to leave behind, and to figure out how to use it better, how to find the fuel. We must get past all of the things that distract us and all that we use as excuses and uncover ourselves in this moment of truth. And let's admit it, the world offers us many distractions, and they are so easy to follow down and away from the work we hope to accomplish. Things get in the way. In the course of explaining ourselves, we can so easily shift blame and duck responsibility. Our apologies come with excuses and justifications before we even speak them. Much in the news today, a term has reemerged. It is called whataboutism. And it's an old Soviet propaganda technique of deflecting criticism by pointing out faults in our critics. The Soviet Union spokespeople, they used to go out and dodge questions about how they treated their own people by saying, especially in the 1960s, look at the racism in the United States. It's easy to dodge an argument if you deflect it. There's no deflecting today, though. There is no whataboutism on Yom Kippur. When we go beneath the surface to face ourselves, our consciences, our senses of the universe, God, we don't get to deflect the critique. We must face our self-assessment. We call this cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of the soul. And let's admit it, self-accounting is frightening. One of my teachers, Rabbi Richard Hirsch, said that people don't fear change, we fear loss. To face ourselves, to get rid of the distractions and the excuses, is to experience a loss of all the Band-Aids and duct tape that we use to hold ourselves together. Think about one of the things that the famous comedian George Carlin, may his memory be for a blessing, used to say. Try to get through the day without 9 good rationalizations. Thank you. We have to drop the rationalizations and face ourselves. And we have to do more than draw up a list of self-criticisms. Being honest with ourselves, getting rid of the easy answers to who we are and what we do, also means being generous and merciful to ourselves. This is difficult too. We are here tonight, we are about to do this. We are literally going to be beating our chests, confessing our sins. I have a much easier time accepting that I need to be more generous to others. Tonight, we have to be more accepting, more giving, more forgiving of our own flaws. We are here to do this work together to support each other as we face the mirrors of our own souls. We support one another in this work, and we do the work on our own at the same time. The time, the place, the company, our companions, it all helps. And so do the words of this service. We started this evening with the most beautifully chanted and sung Kol Nidre. All vows that we take upon ourselves, we regret them, and for all of them we repent. Let all of them be discarded and forgiven, abolished and undone. They are not valid and they are not binding. Our vows shall not be vows. Our resolves shall not be resolves, and our oaths, they shall not be oaths. These are the words in English. We seldom hear them. Kol Nidre, the sound of the words in Aramaic, is haunting. The music echoes through the chambers of our hearts and the depths of our souls, and the meaning of the words has made impressions for generations. We declare our oaths to be null and void. We relieve ourselves from the obligations we make. Historically, anti-Semites have used this declaration as proof that we are a sinister and corrupt people, that we would declare our business obligations null and void and use this as religious justification to cheat and steal. Needless to say, we rabbis have always clarified that the oaths that we declare void are only those that we make with ourselves. We understand that in the year to come, as in the year gone by, we will bind ourselves to things that we cannot complete. We seek to be forgiving to our past, our present, and our future selves. The turning of the year, the process of returning to do repentance, to atone, to make ourselves whole enough to go into the next year with holiness, requires us to unbind ourselves from promises that we can't keep to ourselves. We must start out this year fresh and new. Connect with the power of this day, cut away the things that hold us back, dig deep so that we confront ourselves with clarity and generosity and compassion. All of this we do in order to begin again, to reinvent ourselves. We are on this journey to create something sacred. Mark Goldman, whom I warned I would talk about tonight, is here, a member of our community, said something about this just this past week. On Saturday evening, we were celebrating Havdalah, the ritual with the braided candle, the spices, and the wine, which marks the transition between Shabbat and the rest of the week, as well as doing tashlich, the symbolic casting away of last year's bad behavior into the water of the Buffalo Harbor, in this case, on the bridge by the Naval Museum at Canal Side. We have been making Havdalah in places throughout Buffalo, Delaware Park, the parks at Black Rock Canal and Broderick, and for the sake of this spiritual placemaking, connecting the everyday and wondrous in our city with the everyday and sacred in Judaism. As we were talking about this on Saturday evening, Mark said that where memory and meaning connect, the place becomes sacred. Listen to that again. Where memory and meaning connect, we get holiness. This is profoundly true and wonderfully Jewish. Our hope with the Havdalah series this summer was to create memories in places with meaningful experiences, to connect the Jewish ideas about holiness with the meaningful places and experiences here in Buffalo, to bring a little bit of holiness into our lives through new, meaningful memories. We make places and moments holy by what we do and experience in those times and locations. This Day of Atonement is the beginning of our journey to create something sacred in the coming year, to turn the memories evoked by this time into a meaningful experience that leads us into more holiness as individuals. We need to be better, holier in the weeks, in the days, in the months to come. We must connect to our past, as we do here tonight, in a powerful way. We must not be dragged down by excuses and other baggage that holds us back, and we must care for ourselves with compassion in this process. Setting out on this journey is imperative. To do anything less is to allow us to be stuck in the past and to abandon the future. We must look forward while holding on to what came before without being held back. We must reinvent ourselves. Beneath all of those vows that bind us to our own courses of action, we unknot ourselves. We see what it is like to go into the new year with fewer fetters tying us down. So what do we do when we get there, when we dig deeper and we try to reinvent? We start with that core that we find here, the parts that we've put together and crafted that have been buffeted, the centers that have triumphed and survived. When we unbind and uncover, we attempt to honestly face who we are beneath it all, who we are, who we always have been, and who we hope to become. Underneath all the surfaces and strata, the layers of obligations and oaths that we have placed upon ourselves in this last year, that we might place upon ourselves in the next year, we clarify what is truly us, what we have built and what we still need to work on, what needs to be preserved, maybe renovated a bit, and what can be jettisoned entirely as a failed experiment. Yom Kippur must be a day of liberation for our souls as we embrace the new year, as we celebrate our history, our starting point and foundation, and make progress in the sacred places of our own inner geographies. Seek and create meaning that moves us forward from the past into a better future. Make new memories that expand upon and celebrate and honor the ones we already have. We come here today to find greater meaning in the new year. We start in our hearts, we dig deeper, and then, taking what worked best before, we reinvent to find the sacred in what was, what is, and what must be for all of us in a better year to come. We craft this holiness in ourselves, and we craft it together as a community. Gamar Chatima Tova. May we find a holy link from the past to the future on this day of meaning and memory. And now, we begin our confessions. I invite Susan Bring Toby to join us up here as we rise together and turn to page 82. Yes. Susan and David.
Eloheinu ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, תבוא לפניך תפילתנו, ואל תתעלם מתחינתנו, שאין אנחנו אסיפנים וקשי עורף לומר לפניך. אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו, אנחנו חטאנו.
We read together in the middle of page 82, Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you, David. We turn to page 86.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזדון ובשגגה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בדיבור פה.
The ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך באימות הלב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בטיפשות פה.
Please join me. The ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts, and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בכחש ובכזב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך ברכילות.
The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, the harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפלילות, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזלזול הורים ומורים.
The ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בווידוי פה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בהונת רע.
The ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחוזק יד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך במשא ובמתן.
The ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. We continue on page 88.
על חטא שחטא לפניך בגלוי ובסתר, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך בפרי גדול.
The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by losing self-control.
על חטא שחטא לפניך בגילוי עריות, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך במאכל ובמשתה.
The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink.
על חטא שחטא לפניך ביצר הרע, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך בנשך ובמרבית.
The ways we have wronged you by giving in to our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation.
על חטא שחטא לפניך בלצון, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך בנטיית גרון.
The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior.
על חטא שחטא לפניך בשנאת חינם, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך בטומאת שפתיים.
The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech.
על חטא שחטא לפניך בלשון הרע, ועל חטא שחטא לפניך בצרות עין.
The ways we have wronged you with a slanderous tongue, and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish or petty spirit. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, and lead us to atonement.
סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפיל לנו. כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו.
We continue on page 106. Our God and God of our ancestors, together we say, we are your people, and you are our God. We are your children, and you are our father, our mother. We are the people who serve you, and you call us to serve. We are your community, and you are our portion. We are your legacy, and you are our purpose. We are your flock, and you are our shepherd. We are your vineyard, and you watch over us. We are your work, and you are our maker. We are your beloved, and you are our lover. We are your treasure, and you are the one we cherish. We are your people, and you reign over us. We offer you our words, and you offer us yours. So forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. As we turn to page 114 for Avinu Malkeinu, we rise and we invite Tizzy Schechter to help open the ark. Please rise. page 114.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chumul Aleinu, Ve'yolol Aleinu, V'tapeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu,
Aledever, Ve'cherev V'ra'av, Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu,
Chalek Otzar,
Umasti Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu b'sefer Chaim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, Qadish Aleinu, Qadish Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu.
We read responsively on the top of page 114 in Hebrew and then in English. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu Ve'al Olaleinu V'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and on our families.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Dever Ve'cherev Ve'ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Kol Tsar Umastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu Malei Yadeinu Mibirchotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu Harem keren mishichecha.
Let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu, na'al tashavenu rekam milfanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn us away from you with nothing.
Avinu Malkeinu, kabel berachamim uveratzon et tefilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, ase imanu leman shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, ase lemancha im lo lema'anenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech ela ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu, patach sha'arei shamayim litfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, shma kolenu, chus v'rachem aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu va'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim, az se imanu staka v'chesed v'hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting.
Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim.
You may be seated. It is another wonderful and beautiful blessing and honor to invite up Julie Dressler-Weinberg to give our announcements, but more importantly, our Kol Nidre appeal. She is our current president, and we are so grateful to have her with us. Thank you.
Good Yontif.
Good Yontif.
As president of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our Kol Nidre service this evening. We are so fortunate to be able to come together as a temple family to worship together during these holy days. As I mentioned last week during our Rosh Hashanah service, the leadership team of Rabbi Freirish, Cantor Myers, our temple administrator Amy Schaefer, the Board of Trustees, and our entire office team is dedicated to building and strengthening our relationship with you. We are committed to making this, your spiritual home, the best it can be, to meet our congregants' ever-changing needs. We are interested in hearing your thoughts and concerns, your suggestions and ideas. On Rosh Hashanah, Peter and Amelita Weinman asked you to join together to help unify our TBZ community by participating in the annual Kol Nidre campaign. This fundraising campaign is an opportunity for Temple Beth Zion to open its arms and its doors to those who share our Jewish values and want to be a part of our community. We ask during these high holy days that you please make a gift so that we can continue putting our mission and values and our services into action. We are hoping for 100% participation. A gift of any size is greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance for your kind and generous gift. In the spirit of tzedakah, tomorrow we are again holding our food drive benefiting the Town Square Food Pantry. Volunteers from our Temple Youth Group will be collecting your donations. When you come to services in the morning, please bring a bag of non-perishable food with you. This is a wonderful mitzvah, and we thank the members of the TBZ Youth Group and our youth advisors, Tammy Van Way and Beth Shapiro, for their hard work. And of course, thank you for continuing to support this important program. We hope to see you again for Sukkot and Simchas Torah celebrations. Full details are in the blue programs that you got. You know the drill. Thank you to the sisterhood who purchases the items and coordinates decorating our sukkahs. We also hope to see you at the upcoming Congregational Community Forum next Wednesday, September 26th at noon here at 805 Delaware. In closing, I'd like to thank our TBZ staff for getting us ready for the holidays, our volunteer ushers for greeting us as we enter the sanctuary, our choir and musicians for their participation in the service today, Larry and Shane Scheuer, our sound engineers who dedicate hours of time and audio expertise. Finally, please bring your programs with you as you exit the sanctuary, and I want to wish all of you a happy and sweet New Year and an easy and meaningful fast. Shana Tova.
The conclusion of our service begins on page 116. We rise together for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לארצי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל חמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Too many of us are here tonight bereft. Some of us recently, some very recently. We had 2 funerals last week here in our community for Seal Linder and for Val Rosenhawk. Our cantor came here tonight missing Dr. Mordechai Sobel, with whom she worked on sabbatical in Jerusalem to record Kol Nidre. There is too much loss in the world. I do not have any easy answers. I can only say that by being here tonight, we build that answer together. Each and every one of us sharing in our difficulties cope a little bit better because we don't do it alone. Do not let those who mourn do it by themselves. Reach out to them. If there is someone on your mind this evening, I'm going to read our list of shloshim and yartzites as well. But in addition, if there's anybody on your mind in particular that you are missing names from mourning, please mention them now. Mourn the passing in the last month of Mona Skirker. We mourn at this season at the occasion of their yartzites, those who passed around this time of year: I, Louis Alexander, Mildred Weil Ballo, Hyman Benetovich, Barbara M. Berg, Anna M. Block, Karen R. Block, Harry Brock, Sophia Fox Brown, Leo Berwick, Pascale Pat J. Caserta, Mortimer Cohen, Nat L. Cohen, Isidore B. Cohen, Geraldine Bladen Kroner, Jacob L. Davis, Libby Elster, Max Field, Sidney J. Friedman, Helen Furr, Ethel Garfinkel, Arlene S. Gelman, Sigmund Gelman, Elias Goldring, Sophia Goldring, Bertie Robbins Goodman, Louis Gorbedy, Bertram Charles Hoffman, Michael C. Ingrando, Sharon S. Jacobowitz, Harold Jacobs, Albert Jacobson, Tilly Jacobson, Lowell W. Keller, Jenny Kirschenbaum, Madeline Kirschenbaum, Yossel Kirschenbaum, Goldie Kushner, Samuel Kushner, Mildred Barman Lazarus, Harry Lewin, Pauline Lewis, Isidore Melzer, Erwin S. Morris, Alan Passon, Esther S. Rose, Irving Sapowich, David A. Silverman, George Sloan, Dr. Edgar Slotkin, Leon Spiller, Linda Spiller, Sadie Spiller, Blanche V. Stein, Gerald S. Stern, Adele Summer, Alice Summer, Blanche Summer, Charles Summer, Edward Summer, Morris Summer, Dorothy A. Sussman, Ernest Wilson, Ruth Wilson, and Claire K. Yablin. We rise together as a community for Mourners Kaddish on page 122. 122.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma tivrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei d'krisha b'richu. La'ela u'la'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom.
Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yoshei Tevel v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bestow peace on all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say,
Amen.
we say, Zichronam levracha, may we make their memories always into blessings. You may be seated.
We will conclude this Erev Yom Kippur service with the singing of the beautiful piyut of Adon Olam, which can be found on page 126. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra v'yet nasa v'chefzo kol azar melech shemo nikra be'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'gu aya v'gu hove v'gu yeh betifara v'gu echad ve'en sheni lehamshilo lehakbira beli reshit beli tachlit velo haoz v'hamisra v'ru eli v'chai go'ali v'tzor chavli be'et zara v'hu nisi u'manasi menat kozi be'yom ekra be'yado av kidruchi be'tishan ve'ayira imruchi keviyati Adonai li ve'lo ira.
We would very much like to greet all of you as you depart this evening, so please give us like 30 seconds to get to the entrances. You want to do front and okay, we'll swap. And so Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu shetechadesh aleinu shana tova umituka. Our God and God of our ancestors, eternal God of all generations, may your presence in our lives this new year renew our spirits and renew our strength. May it be a good year. May it be a sweet year. L'shana tova tikatevu v'techatemu. May we all be inscribed and sealed for a good year. Shana tova.